Hi everyone. Okay, so you guys saw me use this product in my last brow video, and a lot of people seem to like that video, so I figured I'd do another brow video and give you guys some more tips with some stuff that I use to do my brows. This was requested by a friend of mine today, so I figured I would shoot this for her and help her out. And in the process, if I'm helping anybody else, then, you know, that's a bonus. So, I'm gonna get right into it. Alright, now, my brows, if you guys saw my, like, flashback photo from when I was, like, 21, I barely had, like, any brows. Like, this thicker part right here is, like, all I had. I didn't have anything up here around my arch, which is why I kind of referred to them as, like, tadpole brows. It was the thing that was in at the time, you know, as I'm sure many of you know, to, you know, pluck the life out of your brows. So, you know, might have never completely grown back in, because that's just what happens. They never completely grow back in. So I have, you know, all these patches. But what I did is while I was growing them out, I used products to sort of draw in the shape that I wanted. And what you need for that is either a really steady hand and brow powder, or you can use, you know, a brow pencil. Now this is, you know, really small brow pencil. This is the NYX Microbrow. NYX Microbrow. ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills also has, of course, the Brow Wiz, which is a very popular one. Now for me, when I go like this, you can tell that, like, my brow goes up right here. Like, see how it goes up right there when I do that? It goes up. Well, like before, I only had this part of my brow and, like, a little bit of a tail. And that was it. Like, that darker part was basically my entire brow. And I would go like this, and there would be all this, you know, blank space up here. It was just skin going like this. I had no actual brow hairs there to arch. So that's, for me, that's how I kind of figured out what my shape should be, is by, you know, the raising of my brow, where my arch should be. So while I was trying to grow out my brows, you know, of course they're not longer hairs, they're just gonna be little, like, stubble for a while. So you need some sort of brow product to fill in that. So what I would do, because, like, right, like, this dark part is all I had, so what I would do is kind of start where, you know, I thought the brow should start, which, in order to say where your brow starts, you go up like this. So about right there, the side of your nose and up is where your brow is more or less supposed to start. And then over here, towards your eye, is where it's supposed to end. And then through, from your nose through to your pupil is where the arch is supposed to be. So that kind of helps you when you're trying to draw in the shape. Now I'm gonna go start from where, you know, it's supposed to start, at the right there, and then I go down the tail. Now I'm just using the NYX Microbrow right now. This is all I'm using. And then, you know, you kind of want to start depending on how thick you want them, and that also depends on where your natural arch kind of should be, you know? Like, I can't make it super thin here because my arch is gonna go way up here where it naturally should be. So I kind of have to make the front a little thicker, so that way it goes straight straight along my brow and meets up with my arch, where my arch should be. And then I just kind of bring it down where it naturally should be. Now I know that looks a little thick, which it is. I don't usually do them that thick because I don't usually draw a line across the top, but I'm just showing you kind of what drawing them in looks like. Now in the front, you don't want to do it too blocky in the front just because it looks unnatural. So you can kind of go up with like these little, like put pressure and then flick up. And that sort of makes it like a little more wispy. So it looks a little bit more natural. And then of course you just sort of feather in and color in the rest of the brow. Now to color in the rest of the brow, you can use an eyeshadow if you want. If there's an eyeshadow that matches your brow color. For blondes, I think that's a little bit harder to find a shadow that matches, but there are brow powders that would match. And there we go. That's basically, you know, one drawn on brow on one not. And you can definitely see the difference. Okay, now I'm going to try to do the other brow real quick and just so you guys can see it again. Now, like I said, I am making these a little thicker this time. Sometimes I do these this thick, but when I'm wearing like minimal makeup like this, I don't do them as thick or as, you know, voluminous, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of feather it in really quickly and that's it, and pop on some brow gel. But, you know, for more full makeup, I will do fuller brows. But yeah. And like I said, I don't normally... Now, of course, now that my brows are grown back in, as much as they'll grow at least, I can just kind of go and like feather in where I am missing hairs. But what I'm showing you right now is kind of what I did at the beginning when I only had like this part here and I was trying to, you know, grow them out. So I would have like stubble kind of along here. And I had to sort of fake it and make those look like it wasn't stubble. I had to make it look like it was actual long brow hairs. So that's why I kind of, you know, would start to go in and draw out the shape. Now, I chose to use, you know, this really thin little pencil so you could just feather them in. And this is also good to sort of draw out the initial shape because it's more precise. But like this brow pencil is more thick. This is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. And there's lots of these even from the drugstore that are thick like this. And once you kind of have your initial shape, once your brows start growing out, if you don't want to use a thin pencil, you can use a thicker one like this to just sort of easily fill in gaps. So that's definitely an option. One thing that I absolutely have to have all the time, because since my brow hairs are so thin, so since I don't have a lot of brow hairs, a brow gel like this is definitely something that makes them appear like there are more actual brow hairs rather than just flat drawing them in, kind of. A brow gel has these little fibers in it. I don't know if you can see those. There's like little fibers in it, kind of like a fiber mascara. It's a fiber brow gel. And you just sort of start lightly. I usually start not at the front, but like kind of the arch area. And then towards the tail. This will help keep them in place. So they won't, you know, so your product that you put in won't move around or smudge easily on you. The brow gel will help keep it in place. But it also will add more little hairs into your brows. But the fibers in the gel will kind of add, like, you know, little hairs into your brows to make them more voluminous looking. Like, can you see the difference? How this looks more flat and then this looks fuller now with the brow gel. Now on the front, I kind of go in upward strokes just to make it look a little bit more feathery. But there you go. Yeah, so that is basically all I do for my brows. Some people will go in like with concealer and sort of carve them out even more, which of course you're free to do if you want to do that. But this is basically the basics of how I went from no brows to brows. Oh, and the brow gel I was using, guys, is the Make Me Brow by Essence. This is the best brow gel. I love, love, love this brow gel, and it's $3, guys. Like $2.99 at Ulta. The Gimme Brow is also a good one, but it's 24 bucks. So if you don't want to spend $24 on brow gel, this one is honestly just as good, and it's $3. Just saying. So, so yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I was trying not to make this too long, but yeah, like I said, I had requests for a more detailed video, I guess. So I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and see you guys later.